Jaren, good to have you.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Man, you're a tall fella. How tall?
Yes, sir. 6'2".
6'2" and running strong, man. That's good stuff. Only in the 10th grade, you say?
Yes, sir.
What was that injury that took you down earlier this year? What happened to you? Because we didn't know about the injury. Heard about it, but what happened?
I had a grade 3 tear in my MCL, so that's the top tear out of all of them.
That's pretty bad, then.
Yeah.
Wow, so you had a tear of the MCL, but you did come back this year.
Yes, sir, because my ligaments were still lined up correctly, so it grew back fine.
Who's the doctor did all this magic work on you to get you ready again?
Dr. Tipton.
Dr. Tipton, out of High Point?
Yes, sir.
Wow, congratulations. Good job by Dr. Tipton. Keep that name in mind. Josh, good luck Saturday. Hope to see you up there. Jaren, Rainey with us. What was it like the time you spent down when you were out of action on that shelf? You were put away for a little while. What was that time like?
It was really hard, but at the same time, I had to be there for my team. I had to be there for Mason Chu, my backup. He did a really good job, so I was there for them, there for my team, cheering everybody on like I should be.
Yeah, I was impressed with Mason's job, too. First couple games, stepped in. He kept the load going. He was able to run the ball some, too. And looking back at what you guys did this past Friday, you just had a crazy night, didn't you?
Yeah, it was crazy, but it was a good time. It was a great time.
What was the celebration like at the end of the game when you guys won? I mean, it had to be Ragsdale was with us last week. Ragsdale, we had in Mr. Terrace Drayton was here last week. We talked to him last week. We talked to Braxton Boykins. You know, both those guys probably pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, they were really geared. They've been having a rough year. They were looking to try to get in. The crazy thing is, crazier. I read about this I had to read it more than once to read about the story. Yeah. You guys were like down, but you won with like 40 seconds left on the clock.
Yep,
what was it like at the end there?
It was crazy. Well, we were trying to just run the clock out on the last drive, and we ended up fumbling. They took it back for a 50-yard touchdown, so we're down 14-15 with 45 seconds left, and we ended up getting a big drive to drive down the field, end up getting a rushing touchdown to win the game, 21-15.
Who scored the game winner?
I did.
Wow, was that like the quarterback keeper or something?
Yeah, it was just a breakdown in the pass, so saw a gap in my O-line, I took it and rushed for a 20-yard touchdown, I think.
20-yard touchdown? Yes, so this is kind of an interesting way to win it, too. You not only won it with a big touchdown, but it wasn't like the 1 yard. This is a long run to the end zone to win it.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
Everybody on the team, did it take a little while to get guys a little calmed down, a little toned down at that big win?
Yeah, but we knew people
were running around going crazy up in the stands, jumping up in the crowd.
Yeah, actually, we stormed the field after the game, so it was really big.
So you guys were home last week, right?
Yes, sir.
And home again this week?
Yes, sir.
That's kind of wild. Back-to-back home games.
Yes,
East Forsyth coming in. I mean, after what you did last week, East Forsyth, that's just another kid down the block now after a big win. But what about East Forsyth this week, the challenge?
Oh, they're a great team. We got to put our big boy pants on for this game. We got to stay focused and execute, play like we know we can play.
That big boy pants is kind of a neat phrase, and one I've been hearing this Coach Ruffin McNeil use. He uses that grown man. Yeah. He was like a grown man on the field.
Big ECU fan.
Yeah, you were pretty big yourself, though. You said about 6'2".
Yes, sir.
And how much do you weigh these days?
186.
Not bad for a sophomore.
Yes, sir.
Now, last year, were you quarterback in the varsity team last year?
I was quarterback JV last year.
JV last year.
Yes, sir.
Were there any thoughts about bringing you up last year? Let's go and get this guy on the field as a freshman, or was it pretty much established you're going to be a
pretty
JV
much established on JV.
JV team did well last year, didn't he?
Yep. First time going undefeated in about 18 years.
Wow. Man, that's a good point right there. I think they're around 5-2 this year, the record, maybe the JV team. 5-2, 6-2.
5-1.
5 some in that neighborhood. Yeah, they got East Forsyth, I guess, tonight as well.
Yep.
Is it Coach Vogel that coaches the JV team?
Yes, sir.
You see his name occasionally. And Coach Rainey, your dad, coaches the varsity team.
Yes, sir.
What's it like playing for your dad? I mean, you've learned a lot from him, and it must be a pretty good relationship with you two.
We have a really good relationship, but on the field, it's crazy. He's harder on me than anybody else, but I wouldn't rather have anybody else coaching me, my team. He's a great coach.
In the long run, it's probably a huge positive, your dad coaching you like that. Mm-hmm. Now, you got the Clemson T-shirt on. A big Clemson fan?
No, sir. I just went to a camp and
went down
got a shirt.
Have you got any colleges you're leaning toward now or thinking about going to? I mean, here's what, let me give you a school possibility. Don, let me give you this too for our two High Point Central guys that came in. But I got a school in mind for you. I'm going to give you a suggestion.
Yes,
I think we need to take your services on the road to Ferrum.
Really?
We hear about Ferrum.
My dad went to Ferrum.
That's right. That's what I remember you did. Tell me about that. We need to go to play with the Ferrum Panthers. Bring that Rainey factor back to Ferrum again. That'd be a fun way. But I got a feeling you may not end up at Ferrum. I just got that kind of crazy feeling. Maybe a little further down. It's like I was going to tell Hendon Hooker next time I see Hendon. Hendon, you need to forget about all these schools. Go to A&T like your dad did. I mean, keep it in the family as far as that goes. But I think this day and time, I mean, the younger players would probably love to go where their parents went to. It'd be fun, but I mean, you got to look at the big picture.
Yeah.
But right now, you can't even think about that. You got to look at the big pictures Friday night against
Yes,
East
sir.
Forsyth.
Yes, sir.
What are you seeing in these? I know they've got some good defensive backs. They've got some good players all over the field. East Forsyth. They can think about East Forsyth is they got a lot of players.
Yeah,
That's a big bunch of guys over there.
Yeah, they do. They're a really good team. We just execute on offense. I think we can do something with them, but we gotta execute as an offense. We gotta execute on D. We gotta keep their offense off the field. Their offense is very explosive.
Yeah, we used to talk about that last week. We went to the Page Grimsley game. I told the guy last week what Grimsley's got to do is limit the Page reps.
Yeah.
The offense isn't out there. I mean, it's going to be a lot harder for them to score than on the
Yeah.
field, get these guys to the sideline.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's easier said than done.
Yeah.
And what scares you sometimes, too, a team like East Forsyth, those guys are kind of a quick strike type
Yeah, they
team,
are.
too. They can score pretty quickly because I think against Page, they put up 13 points like a blink of an eye that quick.
Yep.
And you talked about the big play guys. They got the Beal kid, they got the Martin kid, I think it
Yes,
is.
sir.
Just got guys all over the place. You got to limit those big. I mean, your defense. You got the weight. A lot of weights on them. They got to be ready.
Yep. They got to play responsibility defense, and they got to do their job and execute as a whole, play together.
And the offense has got to be thinking, we can't wait to get on the field.
Yeah.
We want to get out there, we want to get the ball, we want to control the ball,
Yep.
and work it well.
Yep.
Do you think when the coin is tossed for the game, if you guys win the coin toss, you guys might not defer, you might go and take the ball?
Well, my dad always defers if he
Everybody
gets
does.
this. Always defers.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody ever takes a football. Pretty rare.
Yeah.
Jaren, Rainey with us. James Ribshack for a Thursday Football in Focus. What have you done to keep your football in focus? And as a young player like yourself, I mean, to keep focused on the field, and I mean, you got to take time to enjoy the game too,
Yeah.
but you got to be serious about it so you guys can win.
Yeah, I take a lot of time studying film. Staying in my playbook, just focusing on the next team we play. A lot of work with. 'Cause my dad's the coach, so I always have the game plan right beside me when I need it.
You know, it's a good thing too. Just thinking about it for a second, it's a good thing coming off that Ragsdale win.
Yes, sir.
Because if it were me, I'd much rather be going to the East Forsyth game coming off a win than having come off a loss.
Yeah.
I come out in that game off of a win. I've got some positive thinking when I know I can have success because you guys just had success going against East Forsyth next. If I was coming out of a loss, I'd be thinking, man, I mean, what you got to do? You got to keep your teammates up.
Yep.
Because if things start getting a little bit down, they can't be thinking about 2015 is about done. I can't wait to get a little time
Yeah.
off. Nobody wants any time off now.
Yeah.
As a sophomore, you got to be thinking, I want to prolong my season because you know guys like Jeremiah Brown, the seniors, that's exactly, they want the longest year they can have.
Yes, sir.
Just to make the playoffs. How big would that be for you guys? Get
It'll
those
be
playoffs.
it'll be huge. We haven't been in the playoffs in I don't know how long. So a lot of these seniors want to do something that's never been done at Southwest before. I'm gonna do whatever I can to help them and help my team to get there.
We know about yourself, Jaren Rainey at quarterback, know about Jeremiah Brown at receiver. Who are some other guys? He mentioned the Jackson kid, a junior receiver. Who's been the big running back for you guys this year?
Braxton Price and Tamarius Howes are two big running backs. They've been doing a great job back there, toting the rock.
Have you ever heard of the Bridges brothers, Ray and Herbie?
Yes, sir.
Good
Yes,
guys,
sir.
good guys. Southwest good for products. We see some Southwest products out there. The kid at Charlotte, I think it's Banks, the Banks kid,
Yep.
Brandon Banks, who plays for the 49ers.
Yes, sir.
You guys got some kids on the college football fields out there.
Yes, sir, we
I'll
do.
tell you another good one, too. I've got to get this guy mentioned in this week, Micah McMaster, who was like the D3 player of the week last week for the nation from Greensboro College, last week for the Pride out of Southwest Florida. He didn't do a lot in high school, McMaster didn't, but he came out, intercepted 2 passes, took them both back for touchdowns.
Really?
You got to love that.
Yeah, we do.
Now, from your standpoint, what are your goals going into the game tomorrow night?
We just wanna keep the ball on offense. We wanna execute, just do our job. We wanna come out with a win. It'd be really big. We'd shock a lot of people.
If you beat East Forsyth, you guys would take over the top of the conference standings and kind of own the world there for a while.
Yes, sir.
You got East Forsyth, you got High Point Central Northwest. I mean, as far as challenges, you guys got to love this part of their schedule right now.
Yeah. It's probably the toughest part of our schedule, and we're ready for it.
But it's the fun part too, because
Yeah.
these are teams you love to play. You love to play High Point Central because you guys could again win that High Point City Championship.
Yes, sir.
You got to love to play Northwest. I think it's inside Ragsdale, which I feel Ragsdale is your biggest rival. I may be
Yep.
wrong.
Yeah, they are.
But other than Ragsdale, probably Northwest may be about the next biggest rival. Or close.
Yes, sir.
Pretty close. So back in the old days,
Yeah.
so those two schools have been close all those years.
Yes, sir.
And you guys probably love nothing better to beat Northwest because they're, unfortunately for Northwest, they're down a little bit right now.
Yes, sir.
Because they got beaten that game last week. Who did they lose last week?
Central.
Central beat them. Now they got Glenn this week, and there's a chance that's going to be a tough battle too.
It will. It's gonna be a great game.
If East Forsyth were to become the conference champ, those other spots are going to be really up for grabs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You go in that game tomorrow, you thinking I need to get an X amount of numbers, or you thinking my goal is to throw 3 touchdown passes, maybe score 2 touchdowns, whatever. Do you have goals like that too?
No, sir. I just go out and play my game, and however it turns out is however it turns out. But I do whatever I can to help my team win.
What are you going to be doing to keep getting better now? Because you've had success last week and the previous week some too. What do you do to keep getting better and better?
Well, practice every day. Practice, practice, and then stay in the film room. You have to know your defense. Like you have to know the defense you're playing against, like the back of your hand as a quarterback. You got to know everything.
They line up. You got to have an idea what they're going to do.
Yeah,
that defense is going to be doing everything.
You got to know everything going on. So.
How do you handle those stunts? Those guys pop up on the line and start jumping around, moving around. You got to react and kind of maybe change your guys as about what the defense is showing you. How do you handle that?
Well, whatever I see at the line, I can change. I can change anything. And if I always have an outlet pass, so whenever something goes wrong, outlet or just
it's like a dump off pass, safety valve type thing.
But as a quarterback, you got to take care of the football, so you can't panic at the line or anything like that.
You got to have a couple of options in mind. Who's your safety valve drop off pass? Maybe got a certain guy you drop it on to?
Yes, sir. Any of my backs like Tamarius Howes or Braxton Price.
So Price, he may get some garbage jars too there sometimes.
Yes, sir.
I guess you don't want to throw it to him when the defenders are coming out. You don't want to set him up.
No, I wouldn't set him up. I wouldn't do that.
What's been the toughest game for you so far this year? Toughest game you remember? Is there one game that stood out above others?
I haven't played that many, but my toughest game would probably be Ragsdale. The adversity we went through in that game, being ups and downs and coming back and executing at the end.
What have you learned from your dad other than just the football stuff? What else have you learned from your dad along the way?
I've learned to stay humble and hungry, and always know that there's always somebody out there coming for you in your spot and your scholarship. So you have to go out and you have to perform like you can every night. You have to show people that what you're capable of being able to do.
You got to be kind of a special person too, because you're going to be starting getting a lot of attention, exposure. Your name gets out there a lot, so you have to be careful on the way and handle that properly too, which is not always an easy thing to do.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes you somebody throws something your way, you got to say, well, it may not be great, but I'm going to dodge that and just keep rolling.
Yes, sir.
Keep moving.
Yes, sir.
Jaren Rainey with us, moving along here at Shane's Ribshack for a Thursday. What do you want to do after high school? What's the goal down the road?
After high school, I want to go to a 4-year college and major in communications. My dream job is to be a commentator somewhere.
Hit the big time, right?
Yes, sir.
Get right out in front of the microphone. That's the big thing.
Yes,
Always
sir.
is. What about you think along the lines of, we talked about the Panthers and guys like that. Do you think the Panthers can remain unbeaten, keep that streak going?
I think if they stay hot like they are, I think nobody can beat them. They're playing great right now. It's good to see. I'm a big fan of Cam Newton.
He's a big fan, and he's a big man, too.
Yeah, he
I think this is kind of the time now where it may come in handy that he's so big.
Yes, sir.
Because I tell you, his size can help out a whole lot. I mean, the arm strength he's got, the run. He hadn't had to run the ball as much this year as in the past.
He hasn't. He's been throwing it really good.
What about the Heels on Saturday? You got Virginia coming in.
I like Carolina. I like Carolina. They're a local team, so I always root for them when they're playing.
Are they one of your favorites? You might want to maybe visit those guys one day?
Oh, yeah.
Could be a possibility.
Yep.
What a quarterback spot is a lucrative spot these days. The quarterback is kind of really is going to become the mark man and the main man as far as the whole operation goes.
Sir.
If you get, the Marquise Williams guy, it's kind of crazy too, because the first part of the year he was doing well. Maybe the first game and a half, they pulled him, put the Trubisky guy in,
sir.
and then it's like Marquise is probably done. And it was last year, I guess, but then he came back,
Yes, sir.
and now that time he was kind of disappeared, they forgot about it.
Yes, sir.
They're doing so well. How about these two big games tonight? You got Temple versus East Carolina.
I'm a big East Carolina fan, so.
James Summers, man?
Yes, sir.
I love James. James is a good man.
He's a
Good
really
man.
good guy.
And he's a local product, and if he were here today, he'd probably shake all of our hands and be a good guy. What about the Appalachian? Big game for them up in the mountains tonight.
Oh, I've never really followed Appalachian.
Follow that close then. They're playing Georgia Southern. That's a big one, I guess, in the Sun Belt Conference.
Yeah.
Some people lean toward Appalachian. Favorite class at Southwest?
Favorite class?
Yeah, favorite class.
Favorite class would probably be, right now for this semester, probably Spanish, learning something new.
Is that the first year in Spanish?
Yeah, it's my Spanish one.
That's a good experience.
Yeah, it is.
There's lots of interesting subject too.
It is.
Because you see all the stuff you do in Spanish as far as words from them that sound kind of like words from us. And also when you start to break down how the words are used, there's certain things you'll learn in that class this year I bet you'll never forget.
No, probably not.
30, 40 years down the road, there's still, when I took that class back in the day, there's stuff I still remember because the things I remember when we used to listen to the tapes.
Yes, sir.
Had the headphones, back then they had these cassette tapes, whatever.
Yes, sir.
But man, we used to just memorize the tape and then run right through.
Yes, sir.
Is there a teacher or a person that you can give a shout out to? Teacher at Southwest?
Teacher? have a couple of teachers I give a shout out to.
Sure.
Coach Doak, he was my freshman focus teacher. He's our defensive coordinator.
He's a good man. Anything we do to help Coach Doak, can help Coach Doak. Yes, sir.
Coach Holmes, my baseball coach, he's a great coach.
You're a baseball coach.
Yeah.
You're I thought you were a baseball guy, but I couldn't elaborate. The only reason I knew you were kind of a baseball man, I go back to Coach Randy Norris. Coach Norris, I remember those guys playing youth baseball, little Randy and Jaren, Rainey, those kids back in the day.
Yeah, we did play together.
Yeah, back in the day. But so you're going to be on the varsity baseball team this coming year?
Hopefully. Yes,
wow. What position?
Center field. Center field, left field.
That's a great spot.
Yes, sir.
And a great place that people have not been. A great place to watch a baseball game, Southwest. Love that green wall in the outfield.
Yeah.
It's a great stuff.
Nothing like it.
So you love your baseball too, then?
Yes, sir.
That's interesting. You're not quite as big as DJ Reader, who went to Clemson. He's going to play some baseball and football both, but hey, you never know.
Yep.
So the teachers, Coach Doak, and the other teacher,
Coach Holmes.
Coach, what does he teach for you?
Yeah, English. He was my English teacher.
Wow, Coach Holmes is the English man. Wow, we could almost stop the show tonight based upon that, man. He's a great coach. I never knew he was an English teacher, too.
Coach, yeah.
Wow. I mean, I respect the guy. He's a Western Guilford graduate back in his day. Man, that's good stuff. Coach Reed Holmes, right?
Yes, sir.
English teacher. Wow, good stuff. And then Coach Doak.
Yes, sir.
And he's a good man. So he teaches you weight training? Or?
He was my weight training teacher and my freshman focus teacher, but he also teaches science.
Gosh, Coach Doak, full-fledged, breaking it down at Southwest Guilford. Let's see, teacher shout-outs. How about a favorite form of potato? Are you a mashed potato man, French fried potato man, baked potato man, hash? I've got a bunch of potatoes. Favorite form?
I love mashed potatoes. My mom makes the best mashed potatoes.
Shout out to Mom, man. I mean, 30 or 40 years down the road, you'll still have that in mind, too, because those things don't go away.
No.
She'll never lose that trait.
Yes, sir.
Anytime you're around home, she'll always make those great mashed potatoes.
Yes, she will.
With good gravy, too.
Oh, yeah.
You're a growing boy. This kid's the right man. Rainey is on the money, man, as far as that goes. If you could go ahead in the future, about 30 years, where would you go to? What year would you head toward to? And what would you be doing, say, a long time down the road? Where would you head to? What would you be doing?
Down the road, I want to be graduating from college, going on to do my career, whether that's going to the NFL or getting a great job in communications.
Maybe see on ESPN one day, or maybe Fox Sports 1, Fox Sports 2.
It's a big goal.
Yeah. Well, hey, it can happen. The main thing about that, make the right contacts. I mean, or you could end up maybe the head football coach at Ferrum.
Oh, maybe. You never know.
Like Coach Hank Norton. I always remember Coach Norton from years ago, back in the old days. If you could turn back time, where would you go back to? Is there a time you go back to do something over again? Maybe go back to a season? Maybe that injury didn't happen. Where would you go back to? Turning back the time just a little bit.
I might go back to my 7th grade year in middle school, where I played a little running back and I went out on a sweep and I broke my collarbone and didn't play for the rest of the season. I'd probably go back and just run out of bounds on that one.
How soon in the year did that happen?
It happened the day before our first scrimmage.
Early in the year?
Yeah, real
You were gone
early.
the whole year?
Yep.
Wow. Broke the collarbone, so you would have gotten out of bounds and not gone up field.
Yeah.
Man, that's an interesting point. Man, I hate to lose the 7th grade. That's a key year, too.
Yeah,
You came back your 8th grade year, though, middle school did pretty well then, right?
Yes, sir.
'Cause I've seen a lot of good Southwest go for middle school teams the past few years, record-wise. Southwest East Forsyth tomorrow night, and we've got Central at Ragsdale. Jaren, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
I think everything you do will go well, man. You got a good future ahead of
Thank you.
You got it. Jaren Rainey, Shades Ribshack, we've got